All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for another episode of Shop Talk. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. Today I will be your host and I will be your guest. We're not interviewing no one today. Having problems with the studio as far as the audio portion of it. Hooking up all the cameras and having other people hook up their cameras, it's been giving me some problems. So don't want to slow down the channel. So instead we'll have Shop Talk, just you and I. And today I got a great topic. So with all that said, would like to welcome everybody. I know you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Also want to give special thank you to everybody who's subscribed, everybody who's left a comment, everybody who's reached out to me. I'm truly humbled. Love, peace, and harmony. I'd like to talk today about the title of our video, which is Appliance Repair Salary. We're going to debunk some myths, and we're going to also support some truths. So I don't know where you stand in this spectrum, but hopefully as I look at everything from beginner tech to like multi van operation and everything in between, we'll address that today. We'll talk about what a tech makes on the low end all the way to the high end. We'll also talk about single owner, low volume calls, if he wants to do something called like moonlighting, where he'll do this after a 9 to 5. Talk about a owner with mid-volume calls, and we'll talk about owners with high-volume calls. So we'll be looking at a few different types of technicians out there, and wherever you fall in, I hope that this video you'll find it entertaining, or at least amusing at the least. Couple things in the news. We are proud to present TMM merchandise. That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. I have about 25 to 30 videos up now, and guys, you know that I've never been one to ask. I've never been one to, but the channel does need to grow, and we do need better equipment, and we do need to update the studio. And if you do support our channel, below is the link. Please buy our merchandise. You guys out there making $75, $80 service call, it's time to show some support. If you like our content, pick up one of our shirts. We got stuff for men and ladies. Below is the link. If you show support, please pick up some of our merchandise. And if you do that, you will get placed on the Wall of Fame. Okay, we'll put your name on the Wall of Fame and give you a special shout out. Let's see. All right. We also included we got a PayPal. Say you don't want to pick up any of our merchandise, and you don't really at this moment got it. Leave something below, man. Show support for the channel, okay? So I'm done beating you guys up for that, but please do support. As far as Shop Talk, our segment, like I said, we're down until I can get this sorted out. I took my equipment to a PC shop, see if they can fix it, so I'll know on Monday. But again, didn't want to slow down production. Also, we put some stuff on the TMM academic segment. I hope you guys check that out. We uploaded 4 of 7 videos for brother Rick and his Shop Talk. I think he was doing dryer schematics, so check out that. With all that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to get right into the show. Again, thank you for another episode of Shop Talk. I'm your host, Brother B. Today we're going to be talking about appliance repair salaries and appliance repair pay. So, like I said, let's begin with your standard tech on the low end. This is the guy that, if fortunate, he may do a job a day, 2 jobs a day. Let's do some numbers on that. So, when you first start doing appliance repair, one of the most scariest and hardest things is just that. It's getting the phone to ring. And then when the phone does ring, how much are you going to charge? What's your service call? You know, those are all questions you got to ask yourself. So let's say realistically a guy can muster up 1 call a day. Okay? Let's say he does 5 days. Let's say out of the 5 days, 3 are solid calls. The other 2 are service fees. I'm just using a general number here. So let's say that the service fee that the guy uses is $60, right? The 60 times 2, that's 120. Now let's say he could close 3 out of the 5 jobs that he did. Let's give him a 150 per call. Average. These are just rough numbers. So 150 times 3, 450 plus 120. 570. Average. We'll say something between 5 to 6. 5 to 6, average. What a guy could be looking at 1 call a day. This is the guy that, like I said, moonlights. This is the guy or gal that they got their own gig. They got their own 9 to 5. And, this is just something on the side. But, man, an additional 570 a week. Let's see what that is in a year. 570 times 52. That's an additional $29,640. Just doing 1 little call a day, average. So probably somewhere between 25 to 35, That's not shabby. That's not shabby at all. Don't quit your day job. Like I said, 1 little call a day, and that's not a bad number. The only thing with that is that ends up becoming a full time, and I'll explain why. Because say you go out to a job on Monday, and you need a motor for a dryer, and let's say that you got to return on Tuesday. You're moonlighting, so you get done with work, you go to your call, you run your call, you find out that it's the dryer. Well, if it's the dryer and you got to come back with the motor, you got to come back next day. But remember, you got a new call too. You got a brand new call that you got to attend. So that 1 call turned to 2. That's 1 diagnostic and 1 call. But let's say you FCC it, first call completed, and let's say that like when they call you for your second job, that is, they say I got a washer not draining. You get the model number, you get the parts that it may be, board, wire harness, drain pump, some of the more likely things, lid switch, and you show up, you got the equipment, and you knock out the job. That's 150. Again, average. But you still gotta go back and do that drive. So, let's say that now on Wednesday, you get your other call. Wednesday, you get another call. And on Wednesday, it's a refrigerator not cooling. Let's say that one was the drain. I don't know. It was a standard top mount. Let's say 125. You could do that same day. Thursday, dishwasher not turning on. You need the user interface. You got to come back. Friday, diagnostic fee. That's remember that dishwasher though, user interface, the one not turning on, the diagnostic to that was the user interface. That one takes 3 to 5 business days before it could return. So you gotta count all these things in. Like, you're only gonna get paid when the job is done. And remember, every time you gotta go back, that's 1 extra job you've added to your day. So it does behoove you to get first calls complete. So that's what I would say as far as like the average low end, single guy that likes to moonlight. So I like to up the ante now and talk about, why isn't my screen moving? Bear with me, guys. Gotta have our we gotta have our show going on here. We gotta have our commercials. Oh, look, your host, Brother B. Look at that. TMM Appliance Repair Network. You gotta love it. Thank you for sticking with me, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Shop Talk. All right. Next thing we want to talk about is the mid-volume tech. This is the guy that says, you know what, I'm not going to work a full time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into appliance repair full time. I can assure you that it's going to take that guy or gal probably a year or two before they hit the high volume mark. And when I say the high volume mark, I mean 4 to 6 plus four calls a day. That's when you're now like high volume for a single tech. But mid volume, let's say 2 to 3. You quit your daytime job, now you diving into appliance repair. I remember when I was mid volume, my thing was I knew how much I had to make. Like when I did appliance repair, like I had a quota I had to meet, because I was doing 2 jobs before this, and one I was making like 330 a week. That was working in a warehouse. The other one was I was working in a pharmacy, and bi-weekly they were giving me like somewhere between 2 and 250, working part-time. So that check was like 2 and change. So I was making something like 400, 450 a week when you combine both things. So as long as I made that doing appliance repair, it was worth it. I was like, whew, I could live to see another day. I believe in this. I believe in this career. So I did do mid volume for a while. This is when you hit that next tier. Now, the mid volume guy, this is when you'll be doing somewhere like 2 to 3 calls. I could say something like 800 to 1600. That would be like a realistic number. The guy that does 2-3 calls a week. The single tech. You know what I'm saying? Owner that goes into business by itself. That's what he's looking at. But now, mind you, guys, to the tech that's viewing this, to the tech that works for somebody right now and says, man, I'm not getting paid enough. But ask yourself this. Are you doing the marketing? Are you stocking the truck? Are you paying all the insurances? Are you looking for these contracts? Are you doing all this SEO? Are you the one doing all the promotion? If you're not going to get that. But I address you too. Coming up here on the show, we do get into what the tech makes. But for now, we're only talking about your single owner, single vehicle tech. Like I said, low volume. We gave those numbers, those moonlighting guys, 1 job a day. That came out to something like 25 to 35. Now your mid volume, like I said, I'd say something between 800 to 1600 based on your pricing. Let's see what kind of numbers those are for a full-time salary. So let's go right down the middle from 800 to 1600, right? Let's go right down the middle there, and let's use that as our number. So let's go to 12. We'll say 1200. Okay. So single tech, mid volume, average, full time. something like 1,200 a week. 1,200 a week. What's that times 52? Okay, so you're looking at 62,400, 62,400. Now, this number is averages, okay? Like I said, I've seen guys charge absurd amounts of money and get it. I've seen some guys charge absurd amounts of money and they're no longer in business. I've seen guys undercharge. I've been guilty of that. I'm still in business. But I no longer do that. I charge appropriate now. I use the blue book, and when I'm doing warranties, I work out prices with them, so I kind of know what I'm gonna get up front. So your mid-volume guy, he'll be doing something like a combination of like warranties, and he'll be doing something like a combination of COD. Now let's go into owner. Our next individual, which is owner, high volume, full-time tech. Now, what's high volume? I would say high volume would be 4+ calls daily. 4+ new calls daily. That would be something like your high volume tech. I don't even need to do the math for that. I say 100,000. Right there, 6 figures. Or very close to it. Somewhere between 80 and 120,000. Now, mind you, that doesn't happen overnight. Let me give you guys a quick speech. Let me tell you what that entails. So, in order to get your phone to that level, let me tell you what gotta happen. You gotta have your COD impeccable. One of the top, 2 or 3 in your area. Warranties. And at that point, you got to really be from a skill set. You really got to be a true tech, a true appliance repair beast. SEAL Team 6. You guys think that when I say 100,000, like that comes easy? If you get recalls, that cuts into that 100,000. I don't make 100,000 just doing appliance repair. No, it's doing appliance repair effectively. I'm gonna say that one more time. I'm not saying I make 100,000. I barely make $10. I'm broke. But what I'm saying is, if you made 100,000, right? Like, you gotta number one be a tech. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta have good route management. You gotta have good discipline. You gotta have your SEO. It's like a fine oil machine. In order to get to that, you really gotta have your T's crossed and your I's dotted. That just doesn't happen overnight like that. With that said, I want to also talk about the high volume guy as far as the stress level. Do you know that that's the guy that, man, on Sundays they call you, Monday nights they call you, 9 p.m. they call you. You have your day mapped out. You figure, I got 6 jobs tomorrow. You get a recall. It's a fridge. It's a seal system that you did, or a timer that you put in, or an ice maker. I don't know. But refrigerators are real delicate, and I try to get to them ASAP. But now my 6 jobs turned to 7, because I'm not going to have somebody's food spoil. I'm going to try to get to them as quick as I can. So you got to factor all that in. Like that high volume, 100,000, that's a high volume workflow though. You will be working like 8-hour to 12-hour days. There's no 2 ways around it. You're going to get what you put into it. So in order to reap those kind of numbers, you gonna work your ass off. From the back end, the admin, to the actual physical end. So if you think that you're just gonna watch a few YouTube videos and start making that, go ahead, good luck. I know I couldn't do it. And I don't know many people, I don't know anyone that's done it. But if you could decode the matrix, go right ahead. But I'm telling you, in order to get to that, you gotta put in the time. Okay? With that said though, I like to get away from the tech. And what I want to get into is the owner. I want to get away from the business owner, the guy or gal that works for himself. And what I want to get into now is the actual tech that works for somebody. I just want to let you guys know that you guys are the real MVP, man. You know, um, you guys are what helps this thing stay afloat for owners. You know what I'm saying? To have a good tech. I'd like to take a special shout out, and if my tech is listening, you know, my brother Raheem, thank you for your hard work. All my techs in the past, brother Kicks, brother Al, whoever else has worked for me, man. Thank you, man. You guys and gals, all my receptionists, uh, Jacinda, Mrs. Diaz, Jen out in Cali. We love you, Jen. Thank you, and thank you for even the receptionists is the ladies that put things into. Why does my thing keep turning off? Hold on, guys. We gotta do this. I'm tired of turning around. Boom. No, don't turn off. All right. With that said, I apologize, guys. To the technician that works for the company, right? I want to say, you guys are the real MVP. You guys are what helped this thing float. You guys are what helped this thing stay afloat. So texts are very important. And techs kind of got it easy because the thing about techs is they just work their 8 hours and they go home. They don't got to worry about nothing about tomorrow. They don't got to worry about creating work. They don't got to worry about recalls. They don't got to worry about when the freezer door, you get the phone call that your technician broke the freezer door. Now you got a liability. They don't deal with none of that stuff. They don't deal with none of that. But let's talk about their incomes and what they make. So, and again, guys, if you're enjoying the content, go below and click on the support. Purchase some merchandise, or if you don't have it like that, even $1, I'll take whatever you got, just to help the channel grow. Go to the PayPal below and support. But with that said, I'd like to talk about what the technician makes. The average technician that works for a company, right? You just graduated school. You got a certificate that says Joe Blow's Appliance Repair Training Facility. You're a tech. Congratulations. I'll tell you that you won't be unemployed for long. That's for sure. If you graduate with any sort of training, you won't be unemployed for not even a week. If you put yourself out there, that is. And if you are unemployed and you in the Florida area, contact me. I'll hire you. But let's talk about those guys. So what do those guys realistically make? What do you make? The thing about the tech is that I've seen it come in all facets. I've seen the guy that he works in the building 20 years, fixing all the appliances in his building. He's like a superintendent, or like the handyman of the building. I've seen that guy jump into appliance repair working for a company. I've seen numbers like 15 per hour all the way up to like 25, 30 per hour. I've also seen like companies like Sub-Zero, Mila, Viking. I've seen companies pay their techs like 80,000, 75,000 with bonuses, 401k, paid leave. One of those packages, you get one of those packages like that. One of those benefits packages is 25, 30,000 easily. The beauty of coming home at 5, 6, 7 o'clock, putting your bag down, and you could just pick up your kids, your daughter, your son, play football with them. If you're single, by yourself, go fishing, go hunting, climbing, whatever you're into, and just be able to disconnect. And make 80, 70, 60,000 with a $20,000, $30,000 benefit package. Priceless. That's not shabby. That's not shabby at all. That's a stress-free life. This ain't for everybody. This ownership route, that 100K, that comes at a cost. That's blood, that's sweat, and that's tears. And if you're not cut from that, you won't see it. That's a fact. So back to my techs out there, from the low end. And then I've seen techs that like graduate school and you know they'll get like, and during their first interviews, they'll try to they won't like, they'll get humbled. Because a lot of guys will say, yeah, you just graduated school, but you really don't know anything. You know, you haven't been out there. And I get that, you know. But if I graduate school and I know the demand and the value that I have, if I graduated from a legitimate appliance repair training facility and I interview at a company, I'm going to definitely be humble. I'm definitely going to be, you know, grateful for whatever I could get. But I'm also going to know my value. And I say this message to every student out there that's studying appliance repair right now. Like, know your value, know your worth. This is a very selective niche. This industry, if you know what you're doing, you'll find work. So know your value. Don't allow like no one to mistreat you, make you feel like, oh, there's 1,000 yous, there's only one of me. Hell no, there's not 1,000 solid appliance repair technicians that are unemployed right now. And if they are, like I said, send them over here. But if you just graduated school and you really know your stuff and you continuously training and you continuously learning, know your worth, man. Know your worth. And if you just want to get in after 6 months, go right up to the boss and tell him like, hey, listen, man, you know, I've been doing good, man. I know my worth, and this, and humbly, you're going to have that conversation with him. I just get passionate because I know what my worth is and I know what my value is if I was that individual. And, you know, I have that conversation with him, you know, and salary is definitely negotiable. You know what I'm saying? So definitely know your worth. And then there's the other guy, the guy that's been like, this is the guy that's like been shadowing, training on the job, you know. Hey man, you know your worth too, man, because what you got is what a lot of people don't got, and that's the whole package. You've seen the guy you've riding along with. You've seen him write out invoices. You've seen him talk with the customer. You've seen him negotiate prices with the customer. You've seen him drop this on the floor, spill that. Like, you've seen him or her, whoever you've been riding with, do all of the stuff that they don't teach you in school, and that's priceless. Because you guys that graduate school, you guys that just starting this for the first time, let me paint you a story. Let me paint you a visual. Tell me if you can handle this. You get a job. It's a refrigerator. Ice maker. One would think, okay, the ice maker's not working. Let me do my oh, this one has the optics. This call really happened to me. This is a real story. It was a refrigerator not making ice. This was the one that had the optics. Get on site. First thing we do, check temperatures. I'm looking for 10 or less. Really 5 or less. So we put our IR gun inside of the freezer, checking our temperatures. Temperatures check good. -2, -3. Doing A1. We're checking water. Get your cup, put it to the dispenser, check flow. Looking good. If you want, we could pull out the fridge and disconnect the hose and put it under like a big bucket and make sure you got good flow. But the for me, just cheating and just doing it for so long and maybe not the appropriate way, but just I know like the feel. I could feel it when I put that dispenser. I could tell how that water flow's coming out, you know? So that's that. Now, if the water flow came out weak out the dispenser, I'm pulling it out no matter what, and then I'm doing that other test that I mentioned. But we do that test so we got good water. We got good water flow. We got good temperature. Now we have to do the troubleshooting with the optics. That's pushing in the flap, pushing up the light switch, and checking that beam. Is it flashing? We do all of the troubleshooting right off the menu, right off the PDF. We deem that it's the optics with the flap closed and it's still flashing. We deem it's the optics. We go out there and we replace the optics. We charged. Sears had the parts for like 164, foolishly, because you can buy them on Amazon for like $40. But labor, that's one, two, three, like 6 screws. We charged something like 120. So I think the total was like 267. In reality, parts was like 30, 40, and the rest was like profit and whatever it goes toward the business. Write the service call, do the job. This was an older couple. They were happy. This was on a Saturday. Sunday, they called me. Anxious and Nancy. Hey, I paid you. I don't see nothing. What's going on. I buy myself time. Typically, it takes 24 hours to make ice. But I know that I did that Saturday like 12, 1 o'clock. By now, they should have had ice when they woke up in the morning, even if it wasn't 24 hours. But protocol is 24 hours. And I told them that prior to. So I bought myself time. I told them, like, look, can you give me till tomorrow? Oh, my husband and I, we rely on ice. Meanwhile, I'm in the beach. I got a Corona in my hand, sand in my shorts. It's a Sunday. It's my off day. But these people wanted me out there. I said, listen, the supply house opens at 8 on Monday. And I had a call already, 8 to 10. Now I have to push them more towards 9. And that trickles on to every other call. So now my day just got longer. I go get them their ice maker. Because at this point, we check water, we check temperature. And we deemed that it was the optics. But now we're going back with the ice maker. Because at this point, that's really all there can be unless we got sold a defective optic. So we get out there, we put in the new ice maker. Now as we putting in the new ice maker, let me give you the feel of how this felt. From the time I opened up the door, if looks could kill, those people was going to kill me. And mind you, this is just an ice maker. At the end of the day, I didn't call them anything out of their names. I didn't disrespect them or their property. I definitely didn't insult them. But they wanted to kill me that day. So, with that said, I'm putting in the ice maker. Now, these people are looking at me from behind. They're sitting on the counter and they're seeing me work on their fridge. I could feel their eyeballs piercing at me. Like I drop a screw, the lady's getting up right away. Oh, no, it fell over there. At that point, I'm like, man, I got an audience. Wow. But I'm not who I am now. I am the tech that just got out of school. Nah. The tech self-taught tech. But let's say that I wasn't that, and I was a guy or gal that went to school. Because this is where I'm getting to with this story. The guy or gal that went to school, the guy or gal that did it at his building, the guy or gal that was a handyman. But this is the advantage that the guy or gal that rides along with somebody gets. They're prepared for these kind of moments. So anyway, I'm putting the ice maker in. They're viewing me. They want to see. Listen to this. They're not confident until this thing produces ice. That would take, even if I was to jump the T&H, it would take 2-3 hours for it to dump the first few cubes. And I wasn't going to wait for that. But what I did show them was I did bypass the thermostat, and I did show them water coming into the unit. And I did show them their old ice maker, and I did show them, I gave them peace of mind. And within a matter of hours, they called me back and said that they sold their first cubes of ice. More than likely, from the moment I left that unit, they probably opened up that door 30 times, checking the ice maker, thus delaying the quickness that it could produce ice. Long story short, you gotta when you graduate, or when you work for somebody, or when you working as a tech as opposed to a business owner, don't none of this matter to you. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna make your money. It doesn't fall on you. It falls on your company. It falls on the top. Remember the saying, shit rolls from up top. It never goes up. It always comes down. So when you place yourself at the top, this is what you sign up for. So again, to the tech that's been working for a while, knows his stuff, and is in with a good company, that's 80,000, 70,000 with a 30,000 benefit package, 401k, pay leave, pay this, pay that. You can't beat that. And like I said, if you go to school and you learn this stuff, man, and you get some sort of education in this, sky's the limit. Which you can go to TMM Academics, a program that we are implementing. I'm gonna give myself a plug here. You guys know that the TMM Academics. Our first workshop's gonna be sealed system. Wait till I guys give you the speech about that one. Followed by, we're finishing up sealed system now. Followed by we're gonna experiment. We're not gonna do a workshop on this one. What we're gonna do is an online Google Hangout, and that one is gonna be called how to run and operate your own appliance repair business. I'll be your host. That'll be like a Monday, Thursday, or Monday, Friday. I haven't decided the schedule yet. It'll be like a live seminar, a couple weeks, 2 to 3 hour classes. Prices and dates still in the beginning phases with that. But back to my story. So if you know your stuff, there's money to be made in appliance repair. Guys, and the thing about appliance repair is so many niches. I know guys that the only thing they do is high end. That's all they do is high end, high end, high end, high end. I know dudes that wouldn't touch a high end. I know dudes that don't even like dealing with customers, but great techs. They go pick up appliances and fix them and sell them. That's their hustle. I know guys that work in tech support. They don't want to go in the field. Great techs. $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 careers. Great techs. Listen, the thing is you got to learn appliance repair first. Before you start chasing money, learn the industry. Learn your craft. Let me say that one more time. Before you start chasing money, learn your craft. Because this industry polices itself. That's a fact. If you're not a good tech, this industry polices itself. You won't be around for long. I know guys that had their own businesses and kept changing the names. ABC Appliance, 1-star review on Yelp. Like 30 of them. Well, next time they'll change it, 123 Appliance. Another 30. They start getting hip. You start seeing the customers on the content like, oh, stay away. This guy had another business called blah, blah. Like the truth will come out. The truth will come out. Give your craft respect. So my message to the tech that works for someone is there's nothing wrong with that. That's a stress-free, great career to be in. The appliance repair industry is in high demand for technicians, skilled technicians. The appliance repair industry has a deficiency and a lack thereof. Quality appliance repair technicians. And to the shop owners. That too is a gamut of different, variations. You got the guy that got Mercedes-Benz mattresses. 4 of them outside. Those little nice Mercedes-Benz mattresses. You got the guy with the beat up Astro vans. 3, 4 of them. 1 of them. You got the guy with the station wagon. You got the guy with the car with the magnet. I knew a guy in New York City that he used the subways to do appliance repair. A real fact. And said it was effective. Actually, that's pretty genius. I just don't know how he would carry like a tub or like his parts. How would he do that? But regardless, I've seen everything. And I don't think that what you drive, I don't think that what you wear, I don't think like that defines like your salary. Although it so helps, because the guy that pulls up with the nice Pro Masters all wrapped out, the nice Nissan MVs, the nice Astro vans, the nice Savannah, the nice Ford Transit City, the guy that shows up with the nice uniform, that's the guy that when he asks for the good money, he ain't got to haggle. You show up with the station wagon, you show up with the oil leaking in the driveway. Even if you SEAL Team 6, you might have to haggle a little bit. You got to work harder because now you got to make those people believers. As opposed to the other guy, he shows up, looks the part, but doesn't know anything. So I've seen everything in that regards too. But the money don't change though. The money don't change because at the end of the day, people want their stuff fixed. And if you could get that done, that's all that matters. So again, guys, I'd like to thank y'all, for rocking with me. I want to let y'all know the Shop Talk I'm gonna have more guests on. I promise you that. Like I said, today's Sunday morning. I tried to have a guest on last week, but my audio, it was his audio or my audio. He could hear me, I couldn't hear him. So it was, with all these cameras and stuff, and I think my computer just can't handle it. So I'm trying to see if I could take it on Monday to explain to them what exactly I need and exactly what I need to get done. So until then, I'm Shop Talk. But I know that anytime I talk about numbers, that sells, and I know that people like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you have any questions, of course, put them in the comment section. To all the guests that I've spoken to on the phone about being part of Shop Talk, don't worry. I'm still gonna have you guys on. Like I said, I'm just trying to get the studio all up and running efficiently. And I got TMM Academics that I've been working on too. I'm finishing the website with that because on that website we're gonna have the full curriculum. It's gonna explain like all like the courses we got upcoming and what to expect, prices, dates, all that. So I'm working on that, and then Shop Talk, and then my regular business, my regular appliance repair business. And thank God, knock on wood, that's going good. Trying to expand, pinky in the brain, trying to take over the world one day at a time. And if you appreciate the movement, if you appreciate the content, like I said, this will be the last time I say it in this episode, but below, buy merch. Get put on the wall of fame right here, wall of fame. Have your picture there. You get my merch, we putting you up there. If not, support. I love y'all. Love, peace, and harmony. If it's anything in this episode of Shop Talk in regards to appliance repair salaries, leave it in the comment section. Cause as I'm about to leave, I wanted to also tell y'all about in this region that I'm at, they got a large industry of guys that do appliance repair, marine. Guys that dedicate themselves to boat appliance repair niche. I know a guy that's all he does is like sub-zeros on like yachts and stuff. I'm gonna have him on an episode of Shop Talk. That guy messed me up when he was talking to me about the numbers he was doing. He really like messed my head up. And I know another guy too that's all he does is medical for hospitals, fixes medical refrigerators. So it's that my brain is moving at 1,000 miles an hour when it comes to appliance repair and salaries and myths. I'll tell you this: if you struggling or you thinking about getting into appliance repair, it's the most, or one of the most, low cost educational investments for the most high profit turnout. You know what I'm saying? I know some courses for appliance repair that they asking 15,000, and that's the full gamut. I know some that asking for 6,000, and that's the full gamut. That's microwaves, water. Even if you paid somebody 15, but thank God TMM Academics isn't that expensive. In fact, we're a fraction of that. But even if you did pay something like 15 at your local vocational school, that'd be the best 15 you could ever pay for in your life. In fact, one of my guests is 21 years old and owns his own shop, his own business. Had I had that at 21, I wouldn't do nothing else but appliance repair. By 30, I would have been a millionaire. But guys, this was a freestyle shop talk. This wasn't your traditional shop talk. This was kind of me just ranting here. And like I said, guys, if you appreciate the content, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the share button. Please hit the like button. Leave your comments. This week we got some more tech talks. We'll be uploading a few more of Brother Rick sample dryer schematic courses. Be sure to check them out if you haven't. I'm gonna do a tool review. I got a good review coming out on I'll leave that mystery. But I got a tool review coming out about electronics. One of the applications and softwares that I use. We'll leave it there. But until then, guys, thank you. I'm humbled that you guys have been with me from start to finish. I say no lie. If you're a real appliance repair person out there, don't have me talking alone. In the comment section, I want you to, if I make a challenge, if you do this for real, like as a career, if you agree with what I'm saying so that other people don't think I'm just saying falsities, in the comment section, I want you to put hashtag 100 so that people know I'm saying 100% of the truth. Like I said, the numbers I gave out was an average, but they weren't far off. They were very within the parameters. But if you support what I'm saying and you're in the industry and you want others who are curious about entering the industry, in the comment section, hashtag 100. Hashtag 100 so that people know I'm telling the truth. No paid sponsors, none of that. Again, we're looking for advertisers. Advertisers wanted. We also doing the logos on the bottom. Have your advertisement show up on the screen. You want us to wear some of your merchandise, advertisement. We definitely have no shame in saying we are monetizing this channel. And that's because when the time I'm done, I want to have like a ESPN, Wolf Blitzer, CNN news conference with like cameras, and I want to host. I'm only going to get there from you guys' support. But thank you for another episode of Shop Talk. Love, peace, and harmony. Love you guys, and until the next time, you take care out there.